أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Lesson number 215, Surah Luqman, ayah number 20 to 34. أَلَمْ تَرَوْا, do you not see, أَنَّ اللَّهَ, that indeed Allah, سَخَّرَ لَكُمْ, He has subjected for you. What has He subjected for you? مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ, whatever that is in the skies, وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ, and whatever that is in the earth. O people, do you not see this? Do you not realize this? That Allah has subjected everything that is in the skies and everything that is in the earth for you, for your benefit. What does it mean by sakhara? Sakhara, sin kha ra, sakhara yusakhiru taskhir, is to forcibly appoint someone to perform a particular task. To give them no choice with regards to it. To make it mandatory on them. So what does it mean then? To force someone to do something. To make them subjected. To make them subservient. And the taskhir, the subjection of everything that is in the heavens and everything that is in the earth is for whose benefit? The benefit of people. That if you look at it, in the skies, in the earth, everything is doing what it is supposed to do. Nothing moves away from what it is supposed to do. Isn't it so? Like for example, if the sun is supposed to rise at a particular time, that is when it rises. And if it's supposed to set at a particular time, that is when it sets. The clouds, the way they function, is predictable. The coming out of the sun, the setting of the sun, that is also predictable. Isn't it so? And if there was no order, if everything in the universe followed its own desires like people do, then would anything function? Would anything be possible? Would any life be possible in this world? Impossible. We see that people are such beings who have choice, who have free will. And what happens? When people are asked to do something, many times they don't do what they're supposed to do. Or they don't do it at the right time. They leave it unfinished. They leave it incomplete. And as a result, when some people are together working on a particular project, because of the laziness of even one person, the entire work gets affected. Isn't it so? But we see that when it comes to the heavens and the earth, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not left any choice. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not left any choice with anything in the heavens and the earth. The only creature that does have choice is who? Human beings. So do you not see that indeed Allah has subjected for you? There is subjected for your benefit. مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ. And if you look at it, what is in the skies? The moon, the sun, the stars, the clouds, the winds that blow. And what is in the earth? Different things. For instance, rivers, animals, birds, fruits, vegetables, plants, so on and so forth. Rocks, mountains. Now, sakhara is first that they are reduced to service. Right? That they have no choice, they do what they're supposed to do. But sakhara is also that sakhara lakum, that He has subjected for you so that you're able to do what you want to with them. Some creatures, we are able to do whatever we want to with them. But other creatures, we cannot do that. Isn't it so? Like for example, when it comes to some animals, such as the animals of livestock, we're able to slaughter them, we're able to tame them, isn't it? We're able to set them free, we're able to let them pasture, we're able to control them. So who has given us this authority, this power, this ability? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And who has made these creatures so humble, so docile, that we're able to train them, we're able to tame them however that we wish? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So they're available to you, you are able to do whatever you wish with them, and they are there for your service. سَخَّرَ لَكُمْ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ. وَأَسْبَغَ عَلَيْكُمْ, and He has amply bestowed upon you. What has He bestowed upon you? نِعَمَهُ, His blessings. Which blessings? ظَاهِرَةً, apparent ones, and also وَبَاطِنَةً, and also hidden ones. Blessings that you see, and blessings that you don't see. But all of them are there for you. And the word that has been used over here is أَسْبَغَ. And أَسْبَغَ is from the root letter sin, ba, ghain. And sabagha literally means to be vast. And when something is vast, when something is huge, then isn't it sufficient? Isn't it a lot in its quantity? Generally, this is what we think, right? If something is vast, it's spacious, that means it has to be huge. Spacious house, vast house, we think it's going to be a huge house. So, from this, the word is also used for that which is complete and that which is perfect. Nothing is missing. It's ample. Right? So it's perfect, it's complete, nothing at all is missing, it's ample in its quantity. From this is also dir'un sabighun. Dir' meaning such armor that fits the one who's wearing it completely. You know, sometimes you're wearing certain clothes and what happens? The sleeves are not long enough. And constantly, what are you doing? You're pulling your sleeves down. Or sometimes the pants are not long enough. So constantly you're either pulling them down or you're pulling them up or something or the other. But dir'un sabighun is such armor that fits a person completely. It fits very well. That no part of his body is exposed when he's wearing that armor. And this is where in the Quran is also mentioned an-ni'mal sabighat, from the same root, sabighat. And you may have heard of isbaghul wudu. Isbaghul wudu is to perfect the wudu, to complete the wudu. Where? At times of difficulty. Ala al-makari. That when you don't want to, but still what do? You wash yourself 3 times. Like, just imagine a cold night, a cold day, and you have no hot water in the house. So what do you want to do at that time? Not wash your arms completely. Isn't it? You don't want to wash your feet completely. But what is isbaghul wudu? That you don't leave any part of the body dry. Any part at all. You do it with perfection. You do it with perfection. So وَأَسْبَغَ عَلَيْكُمْ نِعَمَهُ, Allah, He has perfected His blessings upon you. So that there is nothing that you need that is missing, that you don't have. Everything that you need, everything that is necessary for your well-being, for your survival, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has provided that to you. Whether it is in the form of air or food, nutrition, anything, He has amply bestowed it upon you, perfected it. And also, asbagha gives the meaning of showered, meaning He has given in abundance. That there's so many. Think about how many apples you've eaten in your life. Can you count it? No, you cannot even. Think about how many grains you've eaten. Impossible for you to count. So He has showered them upon you, amply bestowed upon you, and completed them. So that nothing at all that you need is missing from your life. And these blessings, ni'am is the plural of ni'mah. These blessings that Allah has bestowed upon you, these countless blessings, what are they like? They're both zahiratan, apparent, and also wabatina, and also hidden ones. What does it mean by this? That the blessings that Allah has bestowed upon you, some of them are zahir. What is zahir? That which can be seen, that which is visible, and batin, that which is hidden, that which is invisible, that which you cannot see. So, the blessings that Allah has bestowed on us, some are such that we see them clearly. We clearly see them around us. We clearly notice them. But there are other blessings which we don't even notice, which we don't even see. Like, for example, what's going on inside our bodies. That the heart is functioning properly. That the blood is flowing. Right? The sugar level, so on and so forth. This is what? A hidden blessing. Isn't it? Can we see it all the time? No. We have to use machinery to figure out if everything is working normally or not. But just imagine if we had to do it all the time and regulate our bodies ourselves. It would be impossible for us to do so. So this is what? A batin blessing. Something that we cannot see, but it's there. Also it has been said that zahir, it refers to outward, external blessings, and batin, internal blessings. Zahir, tangible blessings, and batin, intangible blessings. Zahir, blessings that we know of, and batin, blessings that we don't even know of. We don't even know they exist. Isn't it so? So many blessings, we see, we notice, we are grateful for them. But many blessings, we don't even notice them. And this is why we don't even appreciate them. Zahiratan wa batina. If you look at your body, this is what zahir. The knowledge that you have, that is what? Batin. And sometimes there are some blessings which we don't view as blessings. They come in the form of difficulties, in the form of problems, and what do we say later on? What do we say about them? It was a blessing in disguise. That is what? Batin. Isn't it? So, وَأَسْبَغَ عَلَيْكُمْ نِعْمَهُ ظَاهِرَةً وَبَاطِنَةً. Nothing has He left out. Everything that you need, He has given it to you. In abundance. Perfected the blessings, completed the blessings, and bestowed abundantly on you. Apparent, hidden, visible, and also invisible. But still, what is the state of people? That وَمِنَ النَّاسِ, and among the people, there is مَن يُجَادِلُ فِي اللَّهِ, there is one who disputes concerning Allah. How? بِغَيْرِ عِلْمٍ, without any knowledge. Allah is the one who has bestowed everything to you. Everything. You see it, you don't see it. You know it, you don't know it. But Allah has bestowed all of these blessings upon you. Some you're grateful for, others you never realize. You never say shukr for them. But still, what is the state of people? That there are some who, instead of thanking Allah, instead of submitting before Allah, instead of obeying Allah, what do? They argue with regards to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now what does it mean by jidal fillah? Arguing with regards to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It could be about His oneness. It could be about His attributes. It could be about His existence. It could be about His exclusive right of being worshipped. There are people who argue with regards to Allah بِغَيْرِ عِلْمٍ, without any knowledge, meaning without any evidence. That whenever they do argue, it's not that their argument is based on some solid proof. Whatever they're saying is not based on any evidence. وَلَا هُدًى, nor any guidance. Guidance from who? From a messenger, on the basis of which he is arguing. No. وَلَا كِتَابٍ مُنِيرٍ, nor is his argument based on a radiant book. What does it mean by munir? That which illuminates, that which gives light. So it's illuminating. And kitab munir refers to some divine scripture. Because what does divine scripture do? It guides people. And because of it there is light. So, these people who argue with regards to Allah, it's not that their argument is based on some solid evidence. It's not that their argument is based on some guidance they have received from the messenger. Nor is it some argument that is based on something that is mentioned in divine scripture. So then what does it mean? Their argument is based on what? Nothing. Nothing. It has no basis whatsoever. And because of that, it's completely invalid. Completely invalid. Think about it. If two people are arguing about something, they have a debate about something, what do they want to do? They want to prove each other wrong, basically, and prove themselves right. So what will they do in order to do that? They will cite evidences, they will cite proofs, isn't it? And these proofs, they will take them from where? From where? From something that has some weight. Now imagine somebody is arguing about something and they say, oh, I got this from Wikipedia. Now, for many people, Wikipedia means a lot, but for others, they say, no, it's not trustworthy, it's not reliable. Isn't it? Has it ever happened that on an assignment or something that you submitted at school, the references that you provide at the end, you say, oh, my mom said this? Is that worth anything? Will your professor accept it? Will your teacher accept it? No matter how much you respect your mother, no matter how much you believe her to be true and accurate, but still, is it acceptable? No, what is acceptable? Some book, some research, isn't it? Some study. That is acceptable. So, this person, when he argues about Allah, he is arguing based on what? Just his desires. That's it. His argument is not based on any evidence whatsoever. Because the fact is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because He is the Raziq, He is the Mun'im, He is the one who bestows blessings, this is why He is the only one who deserves worship. And the entire universe, it supports that. Because, as we have discussed earlier many, many times, the entire universe, what does it show? That it's all functioning together. It's one system, right? And this one system shows there is one being above all of this. Isn't it? The sun, the moon, the night, the day, the sky, the earth, all of them are coordinated with one another. None of the creatures in the heavens and the earth are independent of one another. Isn't it? All of them together work. And this shows that there is only one being above them. And when there is only one being above them, then the entire universe, what does it show? What is it an evidence of? One creator. Right? So the universe supports what? One creator. That is an evidence for that. When it comes to huda, when it comes to guidance, all of the messengers, what did they teach? U'budullaha, worship only Allah. And every scripture that Allah revealed, Kitab-i Munir, what did that say as well? Worship of Allah alone. So when a person brings an evidence other than these, ilm, huda, Kitab-i Munir, then what is that evidence? It's based on just his desires, and it's not worth anything. It's not going to be acceptable at all. So, what do we see over here? That why is it that some people, despite the truth being so clear, despite the fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has bestowed everything upon them, why is it that they still hold on to falsehood? Because jidal fillah, this is what? Holding on to falsehood. So what's the reason behind that? Following the desires, and obviously man's enemy, shaitan. We learn in Surah Al-An'am, ayah 121, that وَإِنَّ الشَّيَاطِينَ لَيُوحُونَ إِلَىٰ أَوْلِيَائِهِمْ لِيُجَادِلُوكُمْ. And indeed, the devils, what do? They inspire their allies among men to dispute with you. Remember that this is a Makki surah. And basically, the people of Makkah, they're being addressed indirectly over here, that, O people of Makkah, you deny the Prophet of Allah, you deny the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, yet do you not see that Allah is the one who has bestowed all of these blessings upon you? Still you reject Him. Still you disobey Him. Still you will not thank Him. And when it comes to submitting to Allah, instead of submitting to Him, what do? You argue about Him. And who do you argue with? With the Prophet of Allah. And what's your argument based on? Nothing. Nothing at all. So, the people of Makkah, they're being addressed. And this verse can also be understood generally. That all people are in a way being addressed as well. That when Allah alone is the one who has given everything, then He alone deserves to be worshipped. He alone deserves to be thanked and appreciated. وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ. And when it is said to them, to who? To the same people, that اتَّبِعُوا مَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهِ, follow that which Allah has revealed. Because whatever they say is based on what? Just their desires, their whims. It's not any sound proof. It's not the teachings of a messenger. It's not a book. So when it is said to them, follow what Allah has revealed. Follow the guidance that Allah has sent. قَالُوا, they say, their response is, bal, rather. Meaning, no, we're not going to follow what you say Allah has revealed. Instead, what are we going to follow? نَتَّبِعُ مَا وَجَدْنَا عَلَيْهِ آبَاءَنَا. We will follow that which we found our forefathers on. We will live according to the way that we found our forefathers living on. We're not going to see what Allah has sent. We're not going to see what's more right, what's more better. Instead, what are we going to do? We're just going to follow our forefathers. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أَوَلَوْ, still, meaning will they follow them? وَلَوْ, even if كَانَ الشَّيْطَانُ, shaitan is يَدْعُوهُمْ, he is calling them إِلَىٰ عَذَابِ السَّعِيرِ, to the punishment of the blaze. Who is shaitan calling them? يَدْعُوهُمْ, them, it may refer to their forefathers. So will these people still follow their forefathers, even if shaitan is calling their forefathers to the punishment of hell? Or يَدْعُوهُمْ, them, may also refer to the people who are following their forefathers blindly. That will they still follow their forefathers even though shaitan is calling them to the punishment of the blaze? How? How is shaitan calling people to the punishment of the fire? By calling them to shirk. By calling them to disobedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. By calling them to turn away from what Allah has revealed. Because in Surah Al-Hajj, ayah number 4, we learn about shaitan, that كُتِبَ عَلَيْهِ أَنَّهُ مَنْ تَوَلَّاهُ فَأَنَّهُ يُضِلُّهُ وَيَهْدِيهِ إِلَىٰ عَذَابِ السَّعِيرِ. It has been decreed for every devil, every shaitan, that whoever turns to him, whoever befriends him, then what will shaitan do to the person? He will misguide him and he will lead him to the punishment of the blaze. He will lead him to the punishment of the hellfire. Now we see something over here. That the problem is that people, instead of following guidance, instead of following knowledge, what are they following? Their desires, and also who? Their forefathers. Now if you look in this surah, earlier, what did we learn? About Luqman. And Luqman, what did he do? He advised his son. He gave his son beautiful advice. And where a father is giving such good, excellent advice to his son, is it not mandatory on the son to listen to his father? Isn't it? Is it not mandatory on children to listen to their forefathers? Of course. What did we learn in the surah? That وَوَصَّيْنَا الْإِنسَانَ بِوَالِدَيْهِ, Allah has made it obligatory on people to do ihsan towards who? Towards their parents. And part of ihsan is obeying them, listening to them. But over here we see that people are being condemned for following their forefathers. Why? What's the reason? What's the reason? At one place we see we are being encouraged to obey our parents, to listen to righteous forefathers. But on the other hand we see that following the forefathers is being condemned. Why? Luqman, what did he say to his son? لا تشرك بالله. And these forefathers, what are they doing? They're following the footsteps of shaitan, worshipping idols and heading towards hellfire. Obedience to parents will only be where they're calling to righteousness, to goodness. Which is why we also learned that وَإِن جَاهَدَاكَ عَلَىٰ أَن تُشْرِكَ بِمَا لَيْسَ لَكَ بِهِ عِلْمٍ فَلَا تُطِعْهُمَا. Then you're not going to obey them. So we see that following one's parents, following one's forefathers, following one's tradition and culture, this is not something that is absolutely prohibited. Just because your family does something, doesn't mean you're required not to do it. No. This is not something that is absolutely prohibited. What is prohibited is what? Blind following. And what does it mean by blind following? That you just do whatever they're doing without using your mind, without using your reason, without thinking, without critically analyzing their ways, their practices, just doing what they're doing. Blind following is something that is forbidden. And a term is used for that, which is known as taqleed. You may have come across it, you may have heard it. This is something that is not permissible or not suitable. That a person does not even question where the other is taking him. And he just says, because my father said it, this is why I'll do it. Because my teacher said it, this is why I'll do it. This is not the correct way. What is it that we're supposed to follow? What do we see over here? مَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ, that which Allah has revealed. And if anything contradicts what Allah has revealed, whether it is in the form of one's parents or culture or society or traditions or teachers, then it will not be preferred. What will be given preference? مَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ, that which Allah has revealed. Now again, just because you say that, oh, I'm not supposed to be following my parents blindly. If they tell you to do something right, it doesn't mean you oppose them over there. You understand? When they tell you to do that which is right, you're supposed to listen. But if they tell you to do something that contradicts ma anzal Allah, that is something that we should not do. And for this, what is required? Knowledge. Knowledge is required, which is why if you notice over here, in the previous ayah, what was mentioned? بِغَيْرِ عِلْمٍ وَلَا هُدًى وَلَا كِتَابٍ مُنِيرٍ. So what does it show? That a person must learn ilm, he must learn huda, and he must get a stronger understanding of kitab munir. And all of this is what? Ma anzal Allah, that which Allah has revealed. So knowledge is extremely important. And one thing I want you to understand is this term taqleed. Taqleed is from qaf lam dal. And do you remember the word qala'id? What were qala'id? The garlanded animals. Remember that when the animals, they would be taken for slaughter, for hajj, then they would be distinguished, they would be marked out from the rest of the animals. With what? With certain garlands. Like they would put like a strap or something around the animal. Now, muqallid is someone who has around his neck a strap. Okay? Who has around his neck like a rope. Okay? And wherever you take that rope, you pull that animal with that rope and he will just follow you blindly. Does it suit a human being? Think about it. Does it suit a human being? It doesn't. This is greatly disrespectful. And we may feel that if our leader, we're following them and we're giving them so much respect that we don't even question them. This is not respect. This is not respect. When it comes to the book of Allah, when it comes to the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, that is where we're supposed to say, Samirna wa ata'na, without any question. Without demanding any logic, anything whatsoever. That is where we're supposed to submit. But when it comes from any other person, then we are supposed to use our mind. Because that person could be wrong. That person could have misunderstood. That person, after all, does not have complete knowledge. That person is not the source of guidance. Isn't it so? And that person is, after all, a weak human being. He could err, he could make a mistake, and on the day of judgment, he will not take responsibility. The blame will fall on who? On people themselves. So we see over here that the problem with the people of Makkah was that whenever they were told, come and follow what Allah has revealed, listen to this messenger, look at what the Quran tells us, what would they say? No, we only do what our forefathers tell us. That's it. Nothing else but that. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala questions us over here, أَوَلَوْ كَانَ الشَّيْطَانُ يَدْعُوهُمْ إِلَىٰ عَذَابِ السَّعِيرِ. Will they still follow them? Even if shaitan is leading them to the punishment of hellfire? Still will they follow them? And sometimes it's amazing that people, they clearly find something contradicting what their scholar has said, what their teacher has said, what their parents have said. The Quran clearly contradicts that. Clearly. But still, what will they prefer? What the family tradition is. What the lifestyle is. Whatever the teacher has said. Whatever the scholar has said. Now remember, they are human beings. It's possible they didn't know. And you cannot follow them blindly. أَوَلَوْ كَانَ الشَّيْطَانُ يَدْعُوهُمْ إِلَىٰ عَذَابِ السَّعِيرِ.